Hey guys, we are taking a look today at another Super7 product, something that I only just recently got my hands on personally, although it has been out for some time because I've only just now started to get on the muscle train. So this is the Masters of the Universe Muscle Wave 1 assortment in the vintage style throwback trash can packaging. So in the 80s, when Mattel brought Muscle to the States, one of the ways by which you could buy them was in a trash can for a multi-pack. And for Wave 1 and Wave 2 for the Motu Muscle, you can get trash can packs from Super7. They've got the classic Motu logo on there with the Muscle logo. We've got He-Man jumping out there, and then we've got the classic style lava burst packaging down here just for a little bit of a throwback for both Motu and Muscle. And then on the back it's got the Super7 logo as well as the Muscle logo. And then the top, to add another little thing to this, has a Skeletor lid, which I think is just really cool. So the big deal about these is that they are different colors from the regular releases, and then there's a bonus random glow-in-the-dark figure. So we're going to open these guys out, pour them out, and see what we've got. All right, guys, so here is our trash can, and I'm just going to dump them out, and we will take a look at what we've got here as far as the assortment. So the way I understand it to work is that this is the entire wave, but they're done up in different colors. So there's like a fuchsia, there's orange, there's green, there's blue, and there's also the glow-in-the-dark, and it's kind of a random pull from the wave that just happens to be glow-in-the-dark. So we'll know right away which one is which because of the, well, it's already on the top. But we'll just dump them out, and we can take a look at what we've got here. And you can see that there are, I believe there are 12 in the pack. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll just sort them out, see what we have, and then we'll go through them all real quick. So I've separated them into color-coded piles just to keep them kind of easy. So we'll start with green here. And kind of the thing with this is that, you know, I've got my colors. I've got the orange, the pink, or purple, whatever you call that, blue and green. But someone else out there is going to have the exact opposite or slightly different. You know, someone else out there got the purple He-Man or the orange He-Man or the glow-in-the-dark or the blue or another color if there's a different color. I'm not really sure that there is, though, or not. Don't quote me on that. But this is a very vintage-inspired He-Man. You might have seen him already because I've had him in the lavender colorway before from the Nerd Block exclusives. But we've got the power sword, we've got the shield. Very much a vintage-y style He-Man. We got a vintage figure style Teela as well, with the snake armor and the snake staff. She does unfortunately have a little bit of something on her chest there. I don't really know what that is. Some sort of blemish, which I couldn't get off, not easily, but we'll try a little harder later. We've got Man-at-Arms here. He's got his armor, he's got his mace, so very much a vintage-inspired Man-at-Arms as well. I dig this green. Something about that minty color does it for me. We got the blues up next, and blue shares our glow-in-the-dark slot. So we got Manny Faces here. He doesn't have anything, unfortunately. No, he doesn't have his vintage-style blaster, which I would have liked to have seen. But the detail on him looks good. I guess that is the humanoid head in there by the look of it. It doesn't look robotic or beastly to me, at least. We got Ramy, the all-important Ram Man. A lot of bulk to this guy. He's got those humongous arms. We got the skull on his belt. There's a lot of detail on this guy. He's got a lot of little things sculpted into a very, very small canvas, which I think is really, really cool. That's part of why I like these so much, I think, is that there is just so much going on such a small area, which really does it for me. And we've got our glow-in-the-dark, which is Buzz Off. So if I had to pick one, this isn't a bad one to have because he's got a lot of real estate in terms of what can glow. And I'll show you what glows and how he reacts to black light. Actually, they all react in some way, I believe. So we'll do that in a moment. We've seen this guy before in the lavender set too from Nerd Block. Same figure, just this time he is in this kind of pure glow-in-the-dark looking plastic. Got those veiny wings. I really, really like this character in general. I'm a big Buzz Off fan, but I really like how he turned out in this little set here. We've got the oranges. So we've got Triclops, again another one we've seen before because I got him in the lavender set. I wish he had his sword. Some of these I wish they had their weapons. You know, some do and some don't, and I'm sure there's various reasons for it. Costing out, molding problems, things like that. But he does look really good. Triclops is, I've said it before, one of my favorite of the Evil Masters. We got a merman, tons and tons of detail. Look at that fishy head. Look at his armor. Everything is sculpted out really nicely here. Very much a vintage-inspired type of look for these guys, and I dig that. And then we got Whiplash. So we've seen all three of these before for sure. Whiplash was also another one that I've got in that lavender set. That scaly skin. We've got the tail. We got the spikes all up and down him. Very, very cool. Very, very true to the character. And then I think what might be my favorite colorway is this kind of purple pink color. Something about it just looks really good. It's a very vibrant, very bright color, and I'm sure that's what it is. But we've got Beastman here. He's very unhappy. We've got his nice armor. So this is kind of a vintage. They're all vintage inspired. I could probably stop saying that at this point. They're all really vintagey. Trapjaw, and he's got his arm cannon. Very, very good looking. You can see the jaw there, the trappy jaw. Very, very good. So dig that one. And then, I mean, you can't go wrong with a Skeletor, and this color suits him so well. It's not his purple, because this is, I don't know what color this is, fuchsia. That's what comes to mind. But it looks very cool. He's got his Havoc Staff. He's got his nice armor going. The bones all over him. And of course, that skull is sculpted really, really well. So yeah, very, very cool. Big fan of these. And again, I think this is probably my favorite. Although I do like all of these colors. Something about them is very, very vibrant. They all just kind of pop next to each other, especially when you see that big color palette there. That pile of figures, they all kind of stand out amongst each other. And then you throw him in there, and that adds something a little different. So let's take a look and see what these guys do under blacklight and how Buzz-Off himself can glow in comparison. And here you go, guys, real quickly. Here is what Buzz-Off looks like under blacklight. And you can also see that some of these guys will glow a little bit. They actually react to the blacklight. They don't necessarily glow, but they do react to it. The plastics in them kind of come to life a little bit. You know, some toys do this more so than others. This isn't like a perfect blacklight toy, but they definitely kind of sparkle and they definitely shine a bit. The purpley pink in particular kind of comes out quite a bit under blacklight. But the main star of the show here is obviously Buzz-Off, and you can kind of see him. He glows a really bright white under blacklight, and then you kind of, you know, the more you expose it to him, the longer it lasts. Turn it off, and then he'll glow green, which I think is pretty good. I'd like to have an entire set of the glow-in-the-darks for sure. Something about a glow-in-the-dark set of little tiny Motu figures really appeals to me, but having at least one is kind of cool. I do have a lot of glow-in-the-dark toys in general, new and old, and they always appeal to me in one way or another. So there he is under the blacklight again. You can see he's a very pearly white. Turn it off, and you've got your glow. So yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, this isn't really a review. It's more of a, hey, I dumped out a trash can full of toys. Let's look at them. I am 100% on a very big muscle kick right now, so I'm a big fan of these no matter what. I think they're sculpted really well. I love the idea behind them. I wish I had these as a kid, but like I've mentioned in previous videos, I just wasn't of the age when these guys actually hit in the 80s. So it's cool to go back and get some stuff that's reminiscent of those original figures, but also speaks to me in terms of licenses that I really like. Motu is obviously up there for me. So I would suggest you grab a trash can, grab a pack of them, whichever, if you like Motu, if you like the old muscle. It's something fun, it's something a little different too, and that's always good. So that's going to do it for this look at the Masters of the Universe Wave 1 trash can pack of muscle from Super7. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time.